Hello everyone, this is Tarun from Data Science Department, roll number 22951A67F5. The subject is befa, that is Business Economics and Financial Analysis, and my topic is Concept of Economics. Economics. Economics is the study of how societies allocate scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants and needs. There are different points in economics, and the major points are allocation of resources, scarcity and choice, unlimited wants and needs. Generally, economics is the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. This is the main point and the definition of economics. Fundamental economics questions: what to produce, how to produce, from whom to produce. These are the fundamental questions which are raised on the purpose of economics: how to produce, what to produce, from whom to produce. Economics. Economics focuses on the behavior and interactions of economic agents and how economics work. Microeconomics analyzes what's viewed as basic elements in the economy, including individual agents and markets, their interactions, and the outcomes of interactions. Individual agents may include, for example, households, firms, buyers, and sellers. Microeconomics analyzes the economy as a system where production, distribution, consumption, savings, and investment expenditure interact, and factors affecting it. Factors of production such as labor, capital, land, and enterprise, inflation, economic growth, and public policies that have impact on these elements. Methodology. In this methodology, there are two types: theoretical research and empirical research. Theoretical research. Mainstream economic theory relies upon analytical economy models when creating theories. The objective is to find assumptions which are at least as simple in information requirements, more precise in predictions, and more fruitful in generating additional research than prior theories. While neoclassical economic theory constitutes both the dominant or orthodox theoretical as well as methodological framework. Uh, Framework economic theory can also take the form of other schools of thought, such as in heterodox economic theories. In microeconomics, principal concepts include supply and demand, marginalism, rational choice theory, opportunity cost, budget constraints, utility, the theory of the firm. Early macroeconomics models focus on modeling the relationships between aggregate. Generally, there are two types of economics: macro and microeconomics. Macro means, micro means generally we know the word micro means very small and macro means large. Macroeconomics means small scale industries about the production and consumption and distribution of goods and services. And in macroeconomics, macro means large scale industries which having organizations, government services, and agents. This includes the macroeconomics. Coming to the empirical research, economic theories are frequently tested empirically, largely through the use of econometrics using economic data. The controlled experiments common to the physical sciences are difficult and uncommon in economics, and instead broad data is observationally studied. This type of testing is typically regarded as less rigorous than controlled experimentation, and the conclusions typically more tentative. However, the field of experimental economics is growing and increasing use is being made of natural experiments. Statistical methods such as regression analysis are common. Practitioners use such methods to estimate the size, economic significance, and statistical significance, signal strength of the hypothesized relations, and to adjust for noise from other variables. By such means, a hypothesis may gain acceptance, although in a probabilistic rather than certain senses. Acceptance is dependent upon the falsifiable hypothesis surviving. Test use of commonly accepted method need not produce a final conclusion or even a consensus on a particular question given different tests, datasets, and prior beliefs. Experimental economics has promoted the use of scientifically controlled experiments. This has reduced the long noted distinction of economics from natural sciences because it allows direct tests of what were previously taken as axioms. In some cases, these have found that the axioms are not entirely correct. In behavioral economics, psychologist Daniel Kahneman won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2002 for his and Amos Tversky's empirical discovery of several cognitive biases and heuristics. Similar empirical testing occurs in neuroeconomics. Another example is the assumption of narrowly selfish preferences. This is a model that tests for selfish, altruistic, and cooperative preferences. These techniques have led some to argue that economics is a genuine science. Of microeconomics versus macroeconomics. Microeconomics versus macroeconomics definitions. Microeconomics study of individual economic units, households, firms, uh, industries. Macroeconomics study of the economy as a whole, inflation, unemployment, GDP, differences and examples of each branch. Microeconomics. Microeconomics examines how entities forming a market structure interact within a market to create a market system. These entities include private and public players with various classifications, typically operating under scarcity of tradable units and regulation. The item traded may be a tangible product such as apples or a service such as repair services, legal counsel, or entertainment. Production, cost, and efficiency. These are the main points and the main key components of microeconomics: production, cost, and efficiency, specialization, supply and demand, films, uncertainty and game theory, market failure, welfare, and these are the basic diagrams which are connected to the components of the microeconomics. The first picture shows the pollution can be a simple example of market failure. If costs of production are not borne by producers but are by the environment accident victims of others, then prices are distorted. And second one shows the graphs between Q quantities and prices. The supply and demand model describes how prices vary as a result of a balance between product availability and demand. The graph depicts an increase, that is right shift in demand from D1 to D2 along with the consequent increase in price and quantity required to reach a new equilibrium point on the supply curve. And next one shows the map Late medieval trading routes. A map showing the main trade routes for goods within late medieval Europe. Various market structures exist in perfectly competitive markets. No participants are large enough to have the market power to set the price of a homogeneous product. In other words, every participant is a price taker, as no participant influences the price of a product. In the real world, markets often experience imperfect competition. Forms of imperfect competition include monopoly, in which there is only one seller of a good, duopoly, in which there are only two sellers of a good, oligopoly, in which there are few sellers of a good, monopolistic competition, in which there are many sellers producing highly differentiated goods, monopsony, in which there is only one buyer of a good, and oligopsony, in which there are few buyers of a good. Poly means seller, and only one seller of a good. Duopoly means which there are only two sellers of a good. Monopsony, in which there is only one buyer. Seller. Poly means seller. Sony means buyer. And oligopsony, in which there are few buyers of a good. Films under imperfect competition uh, have the potential to be price makers, which means that they can influence the prices of their products. In partial equilibrium methods of analysis, it is assumed that activity in the market being analyzed does not affect other markets. This method aggregates the sum of all activity in only one market. General equilibrium theory studies various markets and their behavior. It aggregates the sum of all activity across all markets. This method studies both changes in markets and their interactions leading towards equilibrium. We have two pictures that shows the economists study trade, production and consumption decisions such as those that occur in a traditional marketplace. Electronic trading brings together buyers and sellers through an electronic trading platform and network to create virtual marketplaces. Pictured Sao Paulo Stock Exchange, Brazil. Macroeconomics. Macroeconomics, another branch of economics, examines the economies as a whole to explain broad aggregates and their interactions top down, that is, using a simplified form of general equilibrium theory. Such aggregates include national income and output, the unemployment rate and price inflation, and subaggregates like total consumption and investment spending and their components. It also studies effects of monetary policy and fiscal policy. Since at least the 1960s, macroeconomics has been characterized by further integration as to micro-based modeling of sectors, including rationality of players, efficient use of market information, and imperfect competition. This has addressed a long-standing concern about inconsistent developments of the same subject. Macroeconomics analysis also considers factors affecting the long-term level and growth of national income. Such factors include capital accumulation, technological change, and labor force growth. The diagram shows the calculation circulation of money in an economy in a macroeconomic model. In this model, the use of natural resources and the generation of waste like greenhouse gases is not included. Growth, business cycle, unemployment, money and monetary policy, fiscal policy, inequality are the factors of macroeconomics. These are the some graphs. Just go through this. US unemployment rate from 1990 to 2022, a basic illustration of economic business cycles. Other branches of economics: public economics, international economics, labor economics, development economics. List of countries by GDP triple P per capita in April 2022 shows this diagram. And economic systems. Definition: an economic system is the way a society organizes the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. Types of economic systems: market economy, command economy, mixed economy. Characteristics and examples of each system. Basic economic concepts: supply and demand, opportunity cost, marginal analysis. Explanation of each concept with real world examples. Factors of production: factors: land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Description of each factor and its role in production. Economic indicators: gross domestic product, GDP, unemployment rate, inflation rate. Explanation of each indicator and its significance. Economic policies: types of policies: monetary policy, fiscal policy. Goals and tools of each policy. Conclusion: recapitulation of key points, importance of understanding economics in decision making, encouragement for further exploration and discussion about micro and macroeconomic concepts and different concepts of economics. Market overview: these are the some overview tables which are referred for the cost, production, and the distribution of the products and services with some particular manner. And we have the different solutions. Our products makes consumer lives easier, and no other products in the markets offer the same features. 18 to 25-year-olds reduce expenses for replacement products. Simple design that gives customers the targeted information they need. Close the gap, target audience, cost savings, easy to use. Reduce expenses for replacement products. Thank you. Uh, I hope you will learn something about the economics from this presentation. Um, this is represented by Tarun Gaud Muddam from Data Science Department. Thank you. Bye.